going to pass the ball. We're going right down this field, and we're going to score.
Over zone. 4, 3, set, count. Boy, the gears in that guy's mind didn't mesh for a long time, I'll tell you that. He tripped me.
Program lineup. There ain't no ball players. Your program lineup. Hey, Washington!
Big down. All right, there we go. 4, 3, set, bravo.
Right into the end zone. Touchdown.
Good evening. Well, many of you, in fact, most of you, will have recognized Joe Theismann, and we make no apologies for bringing you Redskins action for the 4th time this season, because simply, Washington at San Diego was the game of the week.
Right, and on the big night of the week, Halloween in warm San Diego, California, where the local ghosts and the Charger fans alike came out in a festive mood. The Redskins, at 6 wins and 2 losses, are playing well and are confident of doing some haunting themselves.
And of course, the Chargers, who were picked as championship material at the beginning of the year, desperately needed to win this one, because this week starts the second half of the season, and all eyes are now on the playoffs.
And it's at this time of the season that the injuries begin to tell. Last week, the Redskins showed their depth when they beat the Detroit Lions without Superman Riggins, the #2 scorer in rushing touchdowns. This week, Big John's back, and together with Theismann, Joe Washington, and Art Monk, the Redskins' offense should be a trick or treat.
Well, San Diego have had their share of injuries too. Without their quarterback, Dan Fouts, their offense looks decidedly shaky. It's no good having 2 of the best receivers in the league, Kellen Winslow and Wes Chandler, if the long bombs don't come your way. Luther is stepping into Fouts' shoes, but his feet may not be big enough.
Speaking of feet, that reminds me. The Redskins kicker, Mark Mosley, must be feeling the pressure right now, after that missed field goal in the game they lost to Green Bay.
You remember those dying seconds in our game 2 weeks ago?
Gary Lewis goes up. Mosley misses to the right. And the Packers have won the game.
Now, you see, that's what we call a clutch field goal. The game was on the line, and Mark missed it. That's enormous pressure. Last year, he made those big plays and was named the MVP in the league. This year, he's having troubles. And don't forget, Washington is still chasing Dallas by 1 game in their division. There's no margin for error.
So, for a while at least, let's leave the winter skies of Old Blighty and go over to a mild night in Southern California and the Jack Murphy Stadium. 49,000 football fans have settled in their seats as the Chargers try to scalp the Redskins. It's San Diego to kick off in the white strip.
The Chargers 3-5 if they can win tonight. However, they will only be 2 games behind Denver and the Raiders in the AFC West. And here comes Mike Nelms. Nelms over the 30. Mike Nelms out to the 45-yard line. And this man has been doing it ever since he came down from Canada. And so has this man, Joe Theismann, the leading passer in the NFL, through 8 weeks of play. He trots onto the field. And the man can do it in so many ways. First down and 10, the Redskins at their own 45-yard line. John Riggins bowling ahead behind the likes of Russ Grimm and Jeff Bostic and Mark May. And they are big up front, these Redskins. Riggins gets a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8. I would say it's a marked improvement over there, Dandyman. They're going to hurt. The Goblins are out on Halloween night. And the Redskins are the Goblins thus far. 2nd down and 8. The Redskins bring it up. The 2 tight end offense, single setback. Their coach, Joe Gibbs, a player early in his career for Don Coryell and coached under Don Coryell of the Chargers. Riggins right side to midfield and more down close to the 48-yard line of San Diego. A pickup of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Plain truth of the matter is, if anything is to halt the Redskins tonight, it looks like it would have to be complacency. And I see no evidence of that from the coaching staff right on down, especially through Joe Theismann.
3rd down, long 3. The offensive line, we'll call them 7 because they use 2 tight ends for the Redskins. Averages 264 pounds. The 7 men front Linebackers and down linemen for San Diego, 242 pounds. Theismann just does get it away, and he goes out to Joe Washington. Washington coming off his best game as a Redskin a week ago with 147 yards rushing for the Redskins. It's the Washington first down inside the 40 near the 39-yard line, and we'll look at it from the end zone. Theismann has a sense about football. He's been around a long time. He had to release this. He could feel that pressure coming in, and he was right on target to the little man who works so well out of the backfield. Howard mentioned he can beat you so many ways. He can do it running, he can do it receiving, and he almost thinks intuitively with Joe Theismann. First down, Redskins inside the 40 of the Chargers. Theismann play action to Riggins. Wide open over the middle. This is Virgil C. Touchdown, Redskins. Virgil C. in the lineup. No one picked him up. Coming across the middle, wide open, 39-yard touchdown strike by Joe Theismann.
This is one of the most amazing teams in terms of human spirit I have ever seen in the National Football League. They think collectively, they think together, they have a high intelligence quotient as a team. And Joe Gibbs has proved himself an extraordinary coach in the freedom he gives the players. And you don't see any complacency, do you?
Mosley drills it through. That was Virgil C.'s second reception of the season. And the third-year man from Troy State has the Redskins out on top. That Andy won. Frank Everett, Don Meredith, Howard Cosell. And so far, the Chargers have held it to 7. We have Chuck Muncie back in the lineup now for the Chargers. There he is. Went out in the New England game 2 weeks ago, missed all of Denver last week. He's in there in a dual back setup with Sherman Smith. Muncie.
Oh, he likes that. Way to go, Chuck.
And the crowd lets you know that he's back. Darrell Grant made the stop, and not until Muncie rolls up close to a first down. He's short perhaps by about a foot, but close enough that they're going to measure.
We've just seen him have really some outstanding games on Monday night. Everybody, look how he holds the ball. We always say that because Chuck has tendencies to fumble a little bit, but he does kind of gear it around. I think he's a terrific all-purpose back.
Oh, he is.
6'2", 220, oh, well, 230 pounds, and he's a good receiver.
If they're to have any ground game tonight, they must get it from Muncie. His last 5 Monday night games gained 100 yards every time.
Muncie, he'll have the first down. Moves out close to the 38-yard line for a San Diego first down. 2 consecutive carries by Muncie. Tim Fox has been out for several weeks. Reactive action, we don't know.
He has a birthday today, 30 years old, Tim Fox. They're glad to have him just back on the squad because he's, in the cliche of things, he's one of those inspirational type leaders. He goes out there and does some things and people follow him.
First down, Luther's back. Fires out to Joyner, and Joyner will have another San Diego first down at midfield in front of Vernon Dean.
As is inevitable, Frank, if Muncie can move them on the ground, then you'll suddenly find Luther hitting much better on his passes. He'll be opening up the defense.
This man here, this was his 562nd career reception.
Vernon Dean just pushed him out exactly where he wanted to go that time. That one chuck that they're allowed pushed him right out into his route.
Thing about Joyner, he's playing his 140th consecutive game as Luther tries to get in between the zone to Wes Chandler. Unsuccessfully, it'll be second down and 10.
This is not critical. I was talking to Dan. I was asking Fouts. I said, you know, you got Luther out there. And Danny, honestly, what is it that he can't do that you can? He says, well, really, it is the old thing about experience, but he has a tendency to lock in on one receiver. And if that guy is covered, then you can't come back and hit somebody else. And so much of this guy's success has been able to read all of those receivers where they are and pick the guy that's open.
I don't think anyone that I've ever watched could read it like Dan Fouts. Second down and 10, the ball at midfield. Sherman Smith, right side, sprint to the sidelines, chased out by Rich Willott and Neil Olkowitz, the 2 linebackers for the Redskins. Gain of about 3. It'll be third down and 7.
You see teams come out sometime and score too easily, and then just all of a sudden kind of go flat, say, hey, we've got this thing. Everything's working just great. Washington scores 4 plays, and then the last 2 or 3 times they've...
Yeah, but this is a long game, and I think the spirit on this Washington team, as I indicated earlier, is very special.
Third down and 7. The ball at the Redskins, 47-yard line. Luther is back.
There he is, Winslow.
Kellen Winslow, the big man, stays on his feet. Punishing people, and he will punish them.
That's why we said in the tease of the show, Kellen Winslow keeps the weapons going. That is a truly great football player.
He is also big. He weighs about 250, and watch this collision. First of all, he concentrates, gets it into his hands down.
Oh, my gosh. Green says, wait a minute, what is that I just ran into? He comes back and says, come here. I want some more of you guys.
Green is giving up almost 100 pounds.
Bernardini got the last time.
First down and 10, the Chargers inside the 28. This could be another pass. That was a lateral, and it was Houlihan, who was a high school quarterback before he was a receiver at Notre Dame, tried to get the pass to Kellen Winslow, incomplete.
Might be one reason they shifted his receiver. That was low and behind him there. You know, you go.
Well, it looked like a high school pass.
I'm telling you, there's some folks here tonight. Dolly. No, that's not Dolly, is it?
They see California crazy on Halloween. Second down and 10. Muncie in the backfield. This is Muncie. I think the 30-second flag had gone.
Either that or the whole right side moved too early.
Illegal procedure against San Diego. Second down and 15 following the procedure call. Luther looking all the way to Muncie. But Muncie stays on his feet somehow and gets back to the 25-yard line. And Luther made it very tough on Chuck Muncie. He watched him all the way out of the backfield, and that attracted a whole bunch of Redskins. Somehow Muncie worked his way through it.
I thought we were going to see another collision like we saw with Kellen Winslow, because you're right. Ed's watched him all the way. And Chuck just somehow sensed, yeah, you just had to sense those guys around. That's a great move.
Now, you're making those kind of moves. His injury was a pulled groin, and it must be fine because those were tough moves that he just made. It's third down and 8 now for Ed Luther. Chargers down by 7. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Luther gets it complete. Houlihan. And Houlihan working tonight with Eric Seaver, and Houlihan, third-year man out of Notre Dame, gets a San Diego first down. Severs has a very sore ankle. Houlihan, who played a lot against Denver last week, has made two key catches tonight. Muncie again. Muncie, down to the 5-yard line.
It's Muncie night in San Diego.
He has not worked, except only lightly, this past Saturday, as Howard mentioned, in 2 weeks.
There's a fluidity that he has with those big, long strides, and then bury that shoulder, and that's Mark Murphy that tried to pick him up. Mark.
That's twice he's rattled Murphy now.
That's right.
And Murphy's a big man. Second down and about a yard for the first down. 12 plays now in this drive. Muncie, an easy 6. The Chargers on the scoreboard. Muncie making it look easy.
Just looked like a little straight ahead blocking, nothing really big in there. Good job by Masick, the center coming out.
I think Muncie was waiting to get hit.
You know, I think he was, but they had Olkowitz in the middle. And just one-on-one, he did a good job. Moving that thing around. Straight zone block.
Minershka to tie it up, which he does. And with 3:23 remaining in the first quarter, the San Diego Chargers used 13 plays to get it into the end zone.
Welcome back. Early in the second quarter, Mark Mosley missed a 43-yard field goal attempt, but he had a chance to redeem himself and give the Redskins the lead as he kicked this effort from the same distance.
So Washington now have a 3-point lead as we pick up play in the third quarter with the Redskins in possession at their own 18-yard line.
Third down and 11. Heisman setting up, firing, and is complete. Goes downfield to Art Monk, and Art Monk will have the first down yardage. The little rolling pocket that Theismann can handle so well.
Lyndon King was the linebacker blitzing in there, and I just saw him get hit. I don't know who hit him.
And he's slow getting up.
All right, Monk, up at the top of your screen. Charlie Brown down at the bottom. Let's just watch it, see what kind of coverage we cut.
57 is Lyndon King. You'll see him get hit.
You know, it was Joe Washington. He just fell down there. That's what it was. But you see Monk up at the top of your screen.
Working right in front of Gil Bird. First down, Redskins, 44-yard line. Riggins, single setback. Riggins met hard by Woody Lowe. Gain of perhaps 2. It'll be second down and 8. Ken Green up there defensively from the free safety, helping Woody Lowe.
High.
Less than 10 minutes now.
We know.
Remaining here in the third quarter.
High. High.
Second down and 8. 47-yard line of the Redskins. Joe Washington is in there at setback. Theismann gets it to Washington, and Woody Lowe reigns all over him in midfield. And Woody Lowe and Joe Washington were battling the moment the ball was snapped. Now, and your big man is in there, number 74, Louis Kelcher.
They're not booing, they're saying, Louis, Louis. Does a lot of extra work here in the San Diego area. They really do love old Louis.
Had a bad knee. Could have been just sheer weight on it. But they'll use him when they go into their 4-man front. They're in it now on a third down and 4.
That's big hands and almost got in there.
Should have another holding call as the flag goes down. Monk spins and twists up there, upended close to a first down. But again, that flag is down. And again against Washington.
Offense, number 68, holding. Third down.
Russ Grimm on the left side. Speaking of proud, you better believe that Billy Ray Smith, for 14 years, and many of them an all-pro for the Baltimore Colts, better believe he's proud of his son. Started every game he played at the University of Arkansas from his freshman season and has been a starter ever since he was taken first round by the Chargers in the draft. Third down, long yardage for Theismann. Theismann, Giaquinto will not get the first down, and the Charger fans love it. Miles McPherson was there defensively as Giaquinto gets back close to midfield, but it'll bring up fourth down and 5.
Finally ran out. The drive, such as it was, had been engineered on the wings of 2 key third down passes for intermediate distance by Theismann to Monk and to Charlie Brown, but not this time.
And 3 holding calls.
That's right. The penalties killed him.
Here's Wes Chandler pressed into duty because of the injuries to James Brooks. Hayes.
Here they come.
He's going to get the first down. Jeff Hayes in a full sprint. And I don't believe this. Jeff Hayes inside the 5 to the 3, 51-yard pickup. And I don't think that was intended to run. He had tremendous pressure. He thought he was going to get it blocked, and he pulled it down and took off.
I think it was, Frank, because they blocked all on the inside. He had to miss one man.
I think you're right, Don, and this is exactly what we were talking about today with Theismann. The freedom that gives his team to think for itself, and that's one of the things makes him a great coach.
Watch how these guys are closing off over here on the left.
Exactly.
And they're coming back to lead. Andre Young, number 49, you're going to see for San Diego in a minute. He runs right by him. He doesn't know that Hayes is there yet. There he was. He said, I can't figure out where this is going. Good hustle. What? Was that Chandler that knocked him down?
First down, goal to go. Riggins, right side. In the arms of Lyndon King. He'll not get in, and that statistic will go in the book, at least thus far for the Redskins, is the longest run from scrimmage they've had this year.
Jeff Hayes will not let them forget it. Can you hear him
And
now?
it was a planned play. We just got word from the bench. So you were exactly right.
I've got a good eye, man. I mean, a really quick eye.
Well, Jeff Hayes has put the Redskins deep into Charger territory. It'll be second down, goal to go.
I was teasing him today. Oh, here we go.
Riggins.
I think he scored, didn't he?
He took everyone with him.
Yeah. I'm tired of this stuff, guys. Let's make some points.
If he didn't,
you got a scoop.
The Redskins on a drive that began inside their own 10. It involved 3 holding calls, the fake punt, and it wound up with Redskin football, and that is give it to Riggins over the left side, Grimm and Jacoby.
And Washington is no longer behind
Closed door.
That's it.
Mosley on for the conversion to extend the Redskin lead. The Redskins have a 17-7 lead.
Washington took their 10-point lead into the fourth quarter, and now once again they have possession of the San Diego 13-yard line. It's 2nd down and 8.
Theismann tries to get it to Washington, incomplete.
Frank, we mentioned earlier that Papa Bear, George Hallis, an octogenarian, died tonight in Chicago at 9:30 p.m. Chicago time. This statement just received from Commissioner Pete Rozelle. George Hallis leaves modern professional football as his memorial. He was the National Football League, its founder, the driving force that sustained it during struggling pioneer years. And there is more. Here's Frank.
3rd down and 8 Redskins. Theismann on the roll. Washington in the corner.
Nice throw.
Tried to get in the end zone. He does not do so, but he gets the first down at the 1-yard line, and Washington so effective out of the backfield.
Quickly finished. The commissioner went on with this. His passing is a loss to the entire American sports scene. It is particularly deep felt by those of us who shared his friendship and benefited from his counsel and support for part of the over 6 decades he personified the National Football League. Commissioner Pete Rozelle on Fox.
For the Redskins, first down, goal to go. And Riggins works his way into the end zone. The Chargers are saying no, but the strength and the power in those legs that have been carrying John Riggins through 12 years of NFL wars gets him in. And the Redskins beginning to put this one away. Joe Gibbs, Joe Theismann, and he's known a lot of them, says is the finest young coach he has ever known.
It encourages participation by the team, the individual players. I think that's really a mark of a smart coach, you know. Get all those players involved, and they're going to play for you.
As Joe said, if it's something we think of, we're going to try a little harder to make it work.
Right.
Ed Luther threw another interception to set the Redskins up at the Chargers' 25-yard line.
2nd down and 9. Riggins. Ooh, punishes.
What a hit.
Only got a couple of yards out of it. Washington. Well, they're playing it a game at a time, but you've got to be thinking that they're thinking about December the 11th. And that is their second meeting with the Dallas Cowboys. They've never lost a game this year on Sunday. They've only lost it on Monday night. The Dallas in the opener, and then the Green Bay.
By a total of 2 points.
3rd down long for Theismann. Washington, I think, a little confused on that. Batted away.
Good defensive coverage by Gill that time. He had a long time to throw. Yeah, he rolled out, had time to throw. That was good.
Here's Mosley again. He's 2 in his last 8. So he's in a slump. Hiya, fella.
I'll tell you, coming into tonight's game, he had missed from 39, 31, 35, 36, 43, 42. And he's struggling tonight. This will be an attempt. And he has never missed 4 in a game.
He has
now.
And Mosley has a career mark. The man who set an NFL record of 23 consecutive field goals a year ago is struggling this year.
Well, Mark, you know, there's an old philosopher on his team, Joe Washington. He says, now look, Mosley, he says, remember this. If you sail long enough, you're going to run into rough water. He said, that's what you're going through right now, rough water.
San Diego now has turned it over on their last 5 possessions. 4 interceptions and a fumble. This is Muncy. And Muncy, class football player, out over the 40. First down, San Diego, near the 42-yard line. Muncy will get a little bit of a breather. We're in the 4th quarter, a little more than 10 minutes remaining to be played.
No, look out, boy.
Luther tries to get it to Chandler. Good coverage, Gerald Green. He was all over.
I tell you, we got these greens are all over the field tonight, aren't we? And 28 on Washington is green. Pardon me?
There are a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's Ken.
There's Mike.
Darrell. There's Mike.
Yeah, they're out there. Green is beautiful.
2nd down and 10. Muncy back into the game for San Diego. San Diego had high hopes for tonight, even though they didn't perhaps have the personnel to pull off what they wanted to do, because they play the Raiders 2 more times this year. They play Denver 1 more time. They could have got back into their race tonight.
You got to have
Luther
hopes.
brings it up, and Holohan comes down with it. First down, San Diego, near the 23-yard line. He was dueling Curtis Jordan, and Holohan, the former Notre Dame star, makes the catch.
Got Mel Kaufman coming back from his linebacker position in there, too. Holds this ball again. Ed's looking at that same guy all the way through. You see Kaufman dropping back to try to cover him. Good comeback move in there by Holohan.
That's not even being respectful, covering Pete Holohan, who was a tight end, but was a wide receiver at Notre Dame, covering him with a linebacker.
But notice the speed of the linebacker Kaufman and hanging in there with the receiver.
First down, 23-yard line of the Redskins. Muncy swarmed on. Big Dave Butts rolling out there.
You know, we haven't given
Charles Mann, the rookie out of Nevada at Reno.
Haven't given Dave Butts or Darrell Grant a lot of calls tonight, but those are the kind of guys, they anchor that middle in there, and they're in on a lot of tackles. And you have a way of missing them because the linebackers are the ones that are kind of coming in there, but they've been clogging up some holes pretty well.
Hard to miss them, too, because they're rather large folks. Dave Butts, 6'7", 295. Darrell Grant, 6'1", 275. Loss of a yard, a 2nd down and 11.
Throw it, Muncy, throw it.
Pass. Now this is Sherman Smith. He tried to get it back to Kellen Winslow, but there were 3 Redskins with him, headed by Monty Coleman, who has great speed. 3rd down and 11.
Well, they'll keep trying it till they get it right.
I tell you, that's the way you get, that's the way perfection is achieved in this league.
Luther is back. Luther, shot, touchdown, Holohan. Pete Holohan.
That was a well-thrown ball that time.
Yes, it was.
Threw that one right on the money.
I'll tell you, it's pretty heady, too, because Luther has a tendency with his mobility to run. He would not have perhaps got the first down. He had an opportunity to run to close to first down yardage, but he spotted Holohan opening up, and he knew he had to get it. Holohan, his first career touchdown. That's the 2nd touchdown pass for Ed Luther. Bernushka is on to try and shorten the lead. Chargers have drawn to within 10.
Regular quarterback Dan Fouts sits it out and watches possession change after a Washington punt.
It's the first game that Fouts missed last week after starting 67 in a row. He's been a tough competitor.
Look at this, wide open.
Chandler is open. In between the zone defense, Chandler to midfield for San Diego first down.
We have 5 minutes, 7 seconds left to play.
And you know, with Dan Fouts at the helm, we've seen it happen many times. It would be nothing but excitement up here because you know how quickly they could come back.
Tony Washington, number 24, just didn't take a very good drop after he kind of shoved Chandler out to the outside. And Chandler just turned it up with his speed, fit himself right into position for a nice reception.
It's hard to say. It's not the same feeling with Ed Luther in there that we've had over the years with Dan Fouts, who could spark this team to so many points so quickly. Luther sidearms Joyner, and Joyner to the 27-yard line. First down, San Diego.
The man is throwing the football now, and there's no quitting this team.
Hope Charlie's not hurt. He's just getting up slowly. He's had several little nagging injuries, but Coryell says, man, it's hard to keep him out. He just stays in there.
Ed Luther, thus far, 18 of 32, 287 yards, 1 touchdown, not bad numbers, but 5 interceptions. Not good numbers. First down at the 27-yard line of the Redskins. The Chargers down by 10 points. Luther, touchdown. End zone shot. Touchdown.
All right.
Wes Chandler.
Well,
27-yard shot, and the Chargers come roaring back. They have 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
27 yards on the pass completion.
Boy, those were quick
Luther.
strikes. A long one to Chandler.
Wes Chandler.
He came back
Chargers,
to Joyner, and
touchdown.
he has just hit Chandler in the end zone. And Chandler, who we told you had the bruised kidney last week in Denver, was questionable all week, is slow getting up.
Here. That's a way to go. He's out there. I tell you, the ball is,
boy, this is a graceful receiver.
thrown with some zip. Working on Green over there.
Gave him a little look outside, Don, turned it up, and Green was left.
Look at his ability to get up in the air and catch that ball. He's not a tall fella either. That's a way to go, Ed.
he is a great athlete.
Now we wonder about the possibility of the onside kick. 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the game. If Benershka is successful, the Chargers will have brought it to within 3.
Can you believe they went 99 yards so quickly?
By Walt Benershka.
Another in a long line of acrobatic catches by this man, Chandler. And Wes is hurting. We told you about the problem he had in the Denver game, a severely bruised kidney. We don't know if that has been re-injured, and we're going to look at another onside attempt, or at least they faked it, tried to drop it down deep. That ball stayed in and was fielded by Nelms, and he is going to go down inside the 10, and San Diego is fired up. They faked the onside kick. Redskins moved up. Only Nelms was deep. He thought it was going to go out of bounds. It did not. This is grass, not artificial surface. He fielded the ball, trying to get it out of inside of his 5-yard line. He did that, but only to the 6. Riggins, he'll be the workhorse to try to give Theismann some room. Well, he's not afraid to throw it down here. Goes out to Garrett.
And that defense swarms in this game, which had apparently disintegrated early in this quarter when the score was 24-7, and then Mosley failed again on a place kick. Suddenly, with no quitting this San Diego team, they've come back.
This crowd is really into it. Riggins left side. Will do nothing out there. Pursuing defense headed by Andre Young from the strong safety position. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Well, Theismann's got a big one now.
Same pass he's completed to Giaquinto. Uh-oh, this time he goes deep. Oh,
Theismann under pressure. Giaquinto broke it off on him. I think he thought he could break it deep. Theismann didn't read it with him. And the Chargers are going to get this ball back in good field position. Again, Brooks is in. He's playing what really is the season for the Chargers on a bad ankle and a pulled hamstring. They're pulling it all out now.
What a nice punt.
Hayes, high, towering kick. Brooks wanted a fair catch. It changed his mind.
Got some room.
He's got it set up. Brooks almost within field goal range. He is, as a matter of fact. Jeff Hayes had to make the stop at the 30-yard line, and the Chargers have come back.
They have come back against a team that one wouldn't think you could come back against. It's been an incredible display.
It was terrifically set up by the Chargers. Brooks didn't do anything but just take nothing fancy, just take off to his left. He had some good blocks, and Frank called it. Hayes was the guy that made the final stop.
And Brooks has just put San Diego already within field goal range as Muncy tries the left side. Darrell Grant swarms there, but Muncy gets about 3 to bring up 2nd and 7.
See him holding on to that ball. They were going after it, too.
We have 2:45 and the clock is ticking away. As you can see, that remains in the game.
That's a long 2:40 and counting down from where they are. I'll tell you, they got plenty of time, Gipper.
And, of course, the Chargers have one of the high percentage field goal kickers in football today. Ralph Benerska. 2nd and 7. Muncy trying to get outside, working with his own men as the Redskins stack it up.
And off the truck, Muncy.
Good defense there by the Redskins.
NFL kickers have made 72.4% of their field goal attempts this year. Never in the history of the league has it been more than 70%, and only 5 years ago, field goal kickers, I like this stuff, 58%. See, I got that.
There's a gain of a yard. We got the 2-minute warning. We have a 3rd down and 6 for the Chargers. Did they fail on a pass attempt? And it isn't necessarily so that they will go with the pass, because they have a great deal of confidence in Benerska. But from this point, the line of scrimmage, Benerska would be kicking from about 42 yards out.
Top of that screen, you got man-to-man.
Pressure, and Luther has to dump it off, and we will see Ralph Benerska. And for Benerska, he's 8 of 15 for the year. His best was at Kansas City. He has plenty of distance. He had a 51-yarder earlier this year. That was the winning margin over Kansas City. Luther, of course, is the holder. Andy Gissinger provides the snap. And Benerska sets up 8 yards deep, so we have a 44-yard attempt. This to tie it up, possibly put it in overtime. We have tied it up, and the Chargers, boy, they deserve all the credit in the world. They have battled back.
You believe this?
They've turned it over 7 times tonight, and with 1:52 remaining in the game, we're tied at 24. Mike Nelms. Flag is down as Nelms hurdles out over the 25-yard line. 1:47 timeouts. The Chargers have 3 and the Redskins have 3.
On the run back, holding Washington, decline, illegal block in the back above the waist on number 71, accepted. It'll be 1st down.
And it'll be inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. This year in 3 Monday night games, Washington on Monday night has given up 102 points. 69 in the second half. That is highly unusual for them. Theismann, that one batted away.
I'll tell you, they
almost picked off by Lyndon King.
Right, they can't risk that again. That was the ball game right there.
That was a 6-pointer. 2nd down and 10. Washington and Giaquinto. The 2 pass receiving setbacks are in. Draw play, Washington. And he is hammered. First there, Gilbert.
It's got to be Green coming around there somewhere, though.
Green made sure.
He's had a heck of a game tonight, hasn't he?
This entire San Diego defense, we have said over and over how young they are, how relatively light they are up front, has played superb football tonight. And that is not the long suit of the Chargers defense. 3rd down and 8. Joe Washington, and he is held short of the 1st down.
He did not get it.
Joe Gibbs has got something on his mind over there.
Set to go, and almost its entire stadium is on its feet. And they're chanting defense. Giaquinto in motion. Theismann. Monk is there, and he holds on out of the 43-yard line as we're inside 1 minute. Ken Green again defensively. Theismann hurrying the offensive unit up to the line of scrimmage.
Might have even used the timeout there. He's got 3.
He's got 2.
Oh, he does?
Charlie Brown in a collision over on the right side with Danny Walters. That ball totally uncatchable. Theismann killed the clock with 42 seconds with that attempt to Charlie Brown. It's 2nd down and 10. Charlie Brown, and he has another first down at the 42-yard line. I don't think they'll use it yet. Heading towards 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's got...
This will be a pass out to the left or the right to kill the clock. And a flag is down as one of the Redskins was moving.
Charlie Brown looked like.
The entire offensive team was not set. The illegal motion. First down.
So it'll be first down, 15. Theismann has 2 timeouts. 25 seconds remaining in the game, and of course we're tied at 24. Theismann looking for Washington. He pulls it off the turf, steps out of bounds at the 39-yard line with 19 seconds remaining.
That was a remarkable catch, too.
I was just going to ask Frank, is there a tougher catch for a receiver than those down there around your shoestring?
Yeah, the one Monk made a short while ago.
Yeah, that one.
But this is a great effort, and Joe Washington just beats in so many ways.
And keeps his balance after it.
Absolutely.
Don't be surprised if Theismann goes looking for Washington again. He needs to get Josh closer. Mosley does not have the long leg. Charlie Brown is inside the 25-yard line, and now we'll get a timeout from the Redskins. They have 1 remaining, and Theismann has really moved this football team. First down and 10, 13 seconds remaining, 1 timeout for the Redskins. Monk is in motion. Inside handoff to get those few extra yards. And 9 seconds now remains. The final timeout has been used, and Mark Mosley will come out. It should be a kick of about 36 yards. But again, Mosley coming into tonight had made 17 of 23, but he had misses earlier at 39, 31, 35, 36, 43, 42.
Well, should Mosley make it, it'll be a heartbreaking defeat for this gritty San Diego team.
That really is the truth. They have played great tonight without Dan Fouts. Busted up in the secondary. 37 yards for the ball game.
Right through the middle.
Mosley has kept the Redskins within 1 of Dallas. And a heartbreaking loss for San Diego. They could have been their own masters with the Raiders and Denver both ahead.
But at the same time, Frank, proof once again of the brilliance of Theismann and his receivers and the way they read one another and the way they operate in an absolute crisis.
Theismann hugging Mosley there, and Mosley must be thanking his God that that last attempt slotted through the uprights, eh?
But he still missed 4 field goal attempts throughout the game.
Well, to find out how Mosley felt about his form, we met him in Washington a couple of days later and asked him why Monday was a tough night.
You know, we all have our off days, and the last couple of games I've had a little tough time at it. I missed 2 field goals last week, and then I missed the 4 this week. And there's no real reason for it. It's just happening all of a sudden. This week I plan to get back on the right track. You know, you never, as a kicker and as a football player, as an athlete, I have a lot of pride in what I do. I pride myself in trying to be the best at what I do. And every time that I go out there on the field, I go out there to do my best and try to accomplish a goal, and that's to make the field goal to help the team win. And I feel that even though I missed some the other night, I still managed to accomplish that one goal, and that was to help the team win.
We also caught up with Joe Theismann and asked him if he said anything to Mosley as he was preparing for that crucial kick.
Yeah, I told him, I said, would you please make this thing? I'm tired and it's late and I want to get out of here. And I hope he took it to good conscience and kicked it. What had happened is the end we were kicking into all night, the ones that he missed, except for the very long one, where there's a tremendous glare off of the scoreboard. And it's very difficult to tell unless you're actually in the position that we were on the field. But it was very difficult to see the uprights. So he'd line up and it was just a haze of lights, very neon, very lit up, like Piccadilly Square at night. You know, just lit up all over the place. Or Circle, I guess it is, isn't it? What is it? Is it Circle? I was there once. Is it Circus? Piccadilly Circus, of course. Trafalgar Square, that's it. I knew you had a couple of them over there. I'd only been to London. They don't invite me overseas very often anymore.
Well, if the Redskins don't make it to the Super Bowl, we'd love to have you join us for our live coverage, Joe.
And now that brings us to our results spot. And we're going to start focusing on the race to qualify for the playoffs and on to the Super Bowl.
Looking towards the playoffs in the National Conference Eastern Division, you can see that third-place Philadelphia could have done without their defeat at the hands of the Baltimore Colts by a single point.
Meanwhile, America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, go marching on, shrugging off last week's defeat to the Raiders. The Giants' Jeff Rutledge, while completing 2 scoring passes, was also sacked 6 times.
What you might call a Big Apple turnover.
Meanwhile, the Cowboys' Danny White achieved a career best 5 touchdown passes, 2 to wide receiver Tony Hill.
At the top of the Central Division, Minnesota Vikings suffered a setback against the St. Louis Cardinals, going down 31-41.
And Green Bay did not help the chase for the top spot, losing heavily to Cincinnati 14-34.
Detroit completed the double over their traditional rival Chicago in an encounter where no love was lost. However, when the Lions wanted, they proved they could move the ball. Eric Hipple, shown here with the arrow, joined in the play more than is customary for a quarterback with this vital block. Leonard Thompson, number 39, displayed power running in this touchdown play.
The New York Jets upset the 49ers, but the San Francisco side stayed top of the Western Division. At the foot of the table, Atlanta keep in touch with the race leaders by winning 24-13 over the New England Patriots. The Falcons celebrated with the ritual dance of Billy White Shoes Johnson, who held on to Steve Bartowski's 21-yard pass.
In the American Conference Eastern Division, the Buffalo Bills charge on, defeating New Orleans 27-21. Joe Ferguson threw 4 touchdowns. Miami, who beat the Rams, tie for top spot, pressing hard for playoff honors. Rookie Eric Dickerson completed 1,000 yards rushing last week and a touchdown 2-yard run this week. Quarterback Marino starred again, throwing bullets like this 46-yard bomb to Mark Duper. While Tony Nathan blew holes in Los Angeles' rush defense.
Pittsburgh continues to dominate the AFC Central Division, beating the Buccaneers 17-12.
Well, Houston Oilers, sorry lads, not this year. Cleveland needed overtime to steal this one. At full time, it was 19-19, and the Oilers had shown that their wide receivers could catch. Then Cleveland's Boyce Green ran in from 21 yards with 8 minutes of overtime remaining, and the Oilers looked back to September the 19th, 1982 for their last win. Western Division, Denver move out front, seeing off Kansas by 27-24.
Tied with them is the LA Raiders, though they lost to the Seahawks. The Raiders' defense was sluggish as Seattle reserve quarterback Dave Krieg enjoyed time and space before finding Charlie Young, making the score 17-7 at halftime. But LA quarterback Mark Wilson rallies the Raiders with this sensational long-distance call to Dokie Williams. With this fake field goal attempt, Seattle regular quarterback Jim Zorn, now off the bench, threw a 33-yard touchdown pass to David Hughes to put a halt to the Raiders' rally. It was definitely Seattle's day as head coach Chuck Knox took home his 100th win.
Well, there we are, and that's just about it for this week. Just to say that, apart from here in Britain, American football and the Washington Redskins in particular are finding new fans nearer to home. Apparently at Washington's National Zoo, it's said that the gorillas and the orangutans watch on TVs in their cages.
Yeah, Nicky, but I don't think that will work here in London.
Why not?
Because the English apes are too conservative.
It's probably true. Well, we'll say goodnight. Next week, watch out for rising star Dan Marino, the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, who next week take on the San Francisco 49ers.
Marino against Joe Montana? That's a goodie.
It's going to be a goodie, isn't it? Well, see you next Sunday. By the way, thank you for your letters, and we're delighted that you enjoy our music sequences. I hope you enjoy this. We'll say goodnight with the Beatles.
Good night.